welcome back. So, it's a lovely mental starter today which just warms your brain up. There's an in-out table. I just thought I'd do a quick demonstration here. If the rule is add 25, you've got an in number, 25. If the rule is add 25, you're adding 25. Just a quick reminder of how to do it. So you always start with the ones, then add the tens, and then your out number, if I do it in a different colour, your out number is 50. Now what happens if you get the out number and you're expected to find this one? Well, we use the inverse. So in that case, you would start with 40, and the inverse of addition is subtraction, so you would subtract the rule, 25. Just a quick reminder of how to do that. You always start with the ones. You cannot take 5 away from 0, so you need to take a 10 away and bring it into the ones column. 10 take away 5 is 1, 3 take away 2 is 1, so your answer would be 15, and so on. 49, add 25, you would do 49 plus 25. 9 and 5, don't forget to carry the 1 into the tens. 9 and 5 is 14, 4 and 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so your out number would be 74. Okay, so just make sure that you're looking at what the rule is. 2 of them say add and 1 of them says subtract. That's just a quick warm-up mental starter. And then we are going to do more conversions. So exactly the same thing that we've been doing all week, where we are looking at units of length. And this time, the conversion numbers that you are going to use vary because, if you think about it, there are 10 millimetres in a centimetre, there are 100 centimetres in a metre, and there are 1,000 metres in a kilometre. So you've got divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000. And obviously if you work backwards, if you want to go from kilometres to metres, you multiply by 1,000, from metres to centimetres, multiply by 100, centimetres to millimetres, multiply by 10. If you use this chart all the time, you will not go wrong. All you need to do is make sure you're looking at what you're converting from to and use that operation. If you're converting from metres to centimetres, use that operation. So make sure you always look at this chart. If you're moving on to another slide, I would suggest it's a good idea for you to memorise this anyway. So maybe make a poster to have in your bedroom, and you can look at it all the time and it will go into your head and you will never forget how to convert measures if you use this technique. Okay, so let's just have a quick reminder. If we were converting 600 centimetres to metres, we look at this chart and we think, right, I'm going from centimetres to metres, so the sum I need to do is 600 divided by 100. So just like we've done before, we can use this chart, 600, and when we're dividing, we move to the right. And because we are dividing by 100, so there are 2 zeros, so we move 2 places to the right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And don't forget the decimal point never moves. So 600 centimetres is 6 metres, or you can do 6.0 metres. That should be a quick name. Okay, so just a quick reminder, 900 metres is how many kilometres? If you always use this chart, you won't go wrong. You're doing metres to kilometres. To convert metres to kilometres, you divide by 1,000. Because there are 3 zeros in the 1,000, and because you are dividing, you go to the right. So let me just rub these out. I'll just demonstrate. Oops, I used the wrong pen. These things happen. Let's just keep going. 900 metres. So 900 metres, and we are converting from metres to kilometres. So metres to kilometres, you are dividing by 1,000. To divide by 1,000, you're moving to the right, and because it's 1,000, you move 3 places because there are 3 zeros. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. don't forget the decimal point never moves, and because you've ended up with nothing before the decimal point, you need to put in that 0 placeholder. And if you remember, I said with these zeros, the convention is that you don't really need them. So 900 metres is 0.9 kilometres. Okay? And the last one, 6.25 metres into centimetres. So we find metres, we're converting metres into centimetres, we multiply by 100. There are 2 zeros, so we are going to move 2 places left. So let me just use a different colour and the right pen this time. 6.25. So you've got 6.25. We're going from metres to centimetres. Metres to centimetres, we're going to multiply by 100. When we multiply, we move the digits left because they're getting bigger. We go 2 places to the left. 1, 2, because there are 2 zeros. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that ends up with your decimal point there. You can put the 0 in if you wish. So 6.25 metres is equivalent to 625 centimetres. If you follow this, you will not go wrong. And just make sure you've always got this grid to know. And if you can, do what I've done. Write a reminder which direction you go. So to multiply, you go left. To divide, you go right. And then here, when you're using this chart, you just look at the number of zeros, and that tells you how many places to go right or how many places to go left. So, the work you've got today, there's a lovely grid which you copy and complete. Millimetres to centimetres to metres to kilometres. That shouldn't take too long, that's just a warm-up. And then you've got some reasoning to do. So like before, there are questions which make you apply those skills. So there are examples here where somebody has been given books on a shelf, and the shelf is a certain length, and you've got to work out, will they fit? So I've done an example here. It's not one that you're going to do. Ellie wants to fit 8 1.2 centimetre books and 6 0.9 magazines on a windowsill, and the windowsill measures 0.9 metres. Now, that's in centimetres, that's in centimetres, that's in metres. What did we say? We said the best thing to do is to convert everything into the same measure. So, let's convert everything into, let's convert the metres into centimetres. So 0.9 metres into centimetres. Let's look up here. Metres into centimetres. You need to multiply by 100. So 0.9, you would put here, 0.9. You're multiplying by 100, so you're moving the digits left. 1, 2, the 9 ends up there, and the 0 ends up there, and you need to put your 0 placeholder. So 0.9 metres is equivalent to 90 centimetres. So you need to then work out 8 times 1.2, let's do it down here. 1.2 times 8. Okay, now remember, begin with the decimal point, then you won't forget to put it back in. 8 times 2 is 16. I'll carry the 1 over there. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So, 8, 1.2 centimetres, the answer is 9.6 centimetres. And then you've got 6, 0.9 centimetres. So we need to have 0.9, and we're multiplying that by 6. And don't forget we put the decimal point in before we start. 6 times 9 is 54. And 6 times 0 is 0, but we added 5, so we've got 5. So 6 times 0.9 is 5.4 centimetres. So now we know how much space those books take. We need to add the two together. So I'm going to squeeze it in here. 9.6 plus 5.4. 6 and 4 is 10. Don't forget your decimal point like I just did. 6 plus 4 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10, and 5 is 15. Excuse me for squeezing that up. So the books all together, those books and the magazines, all together they take up 15 centimetres, and your bookshelf measured 90 centimetres. So the first question is, will they fit? Well, yes, because they only take up 15 centimetres. How much room is spare? So you have a measurement of 90. The books and the magazines have taken up 15. There's a gap left. How do you work out that gap? You need to do a subtraction. So you've got 90 centimetres, I might do it over here, 90 centimetres, and you need to subtract the length that the books and the magazines took. Don't forget, you can't do 5 away from 0, so you need to borrow and bring it into the ones. So you've now got 10 minus 5, take away 5 is 5, 8, take away 1 is 7. So, your second part of your question, how much room is spare? You would have 75 centimetres spare. So that's just an example of the number of steps. It looks like a straightforward, simple question, but actually you've got several different steps. You've got two multiplications, an addition and a subtraction, and you've got to make sure that you answer both the questions. So there's a lot of steps, but I'm sure you can do it. And I'm sure you're getting very confident now with how to convert measures. Okay, and that's us done. I will talk about tomorrow's in another video.